Hello everybody, this is the Introverted Comedian. Welcome back to a new live stream from the Exiled Lands in Conan Exiles. So, just like the title of this episode says, I've actually managed to get pretty much quite decent gear for both myself and my thralls. I also got myself 2 Cimmerian Berserkers and leveled them up to 10. So now I'm not 100% happy about some of their weapons. For example, this one. Although it is a good one, it's not necessarily the best. I do have some extras just in case. But I'm still not very happy about them. So one of the best sources of actually getting legendary weapons is to go after the dungeons. Now, I haven't actually covered even a little bit when it comes to dungeons, but the easiest way to actually follow them is to get yourself over here. At some point, I think they were supposed to show up on the map. There is a journey called Dungeon Delver. I think I actually need to go to the first location. Oh, that's going to be easy. Okay, so the first thing you need to know, you need to have some pure aloe extracts. If you have some other extracts, they're not bad, but these are actually the best you could get. Now, aside from that, I will craft myself some arrows, some noxious gas arrows. Let's see if I don't have some. I already have some, but I will craft some more for later. Now, basically, when it comes to these arrows, as you can see, where were they? Yeah, so basically, when it comes to these arrows, you need one iron head arrow, a gaseous orb, and some feathers. And for each of these combinations, you will get 5 arrows. The reason why I enjoy using those is because they actually deal damage over time, and they are useful against multiple enemies. It's not just against 1 or 2. Okay, let's see. I will drop my thrall taking tools over here. Now, I do some of these as well. Again, I just want to deal damage over time on all bosses, because this is the first step to get some more skeleton keys. Now, before I actually go away, I need to make sure that these guys have enough food, and they don't. Let's see if I have any here. Apparently I don't. Yeah, so it seems like I will have to delay a little bit, because if I don't have food, my thralls won't be able to heal that fast. Yeah, so I have no idea why, but the game is a little bit glitchier than some other times, especially when it comes to plants. Still, they show up quite fast, so that's not a problem. Yeah, so as I said, I do need some food, and in my case I use gruel for my thralls. Again, you need 1 seed and 5 pieces of plant fiber, and you will get 10 pieces of these. Now, I want them to each have at least 200. And I also am going to keep some for myself. Okay, so while the food is getting ready, I did mention during the previous episode that there is one special thing you can do with the fragments of power once you unlock a certain knowledge, and that is the tablet of power. Now basically, as you can see, you need 5 fragments of power. If I were to consume 1 fragment, I would only get 10 knowledge points, which I can invest in some knowledges that I didn't discover yet. But if you unlock this, the tablet of power, it will basically give you a 20% advantage. Basically you would get 60 points from 1. Yeah, it does take a little bit to craft it. It will be crafted in your inventory, but it is worth it. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I have everything I need for the trip. Okay, so the thralls are okay. Still looking for something to replace the sword that one of my followers has. I was thinking about this one. I'll just delay it for later. So, like I said, this one is actually a consumable item, so you just need to consume it. And as you can see, I just added 60 points, which I can invest in whatever I feel like. And that's one of the ways to actually unlock all of the knowledge. You don't necessarily have to do it. No one is actually forcing you to do it, or it's not necessarily required. But it does have its perks. Sometimes you might want to decorate your bases, sometimes you might just want to use a certain weapon. For example, these, you will need the 2-handed ones. Let's see, are they? These, for example, you need in order to craft golem parts or guardian parts. As you can see over here, you need steel warhammer or some 2-handed iron great axe. Knowledge that you don't really need until the moment you decide to craft them, but now you can easily unlock it with that tablet of power. The same when it comes to unlocking new sets of armor, or saddles, or other things. Again, I actually managed to spend it quite quickly, so this is why having that 20% extra is quite worth it. Now, as I said, when it comes to dungeons, the one that actually unlocks the entire process is located over here in one of the Dafari cannibal camps. It's called the Dregs. If I remember well, it has 3 legendary chests, so I need at least 3 keys with me. Fortunately, right over here next to my main base, which is going to be just a memory at some point, there is a giant crocodile world boss. Now, for this one I don't really have to stress myself too much, I can easily defeat him. And not this one is just a normal one. Okay, so this is my friend over here. Now, the best thing you can do is actually throw him out of there. Sometimes your thralls might get stuck under the sand, but once you get him out, there's a higher chance for them not to do that. Now, if you want to finish the fight faster, you can add some damage over time by adding some bleeding on him. And as I mentioned earlier, you can use these noxious gas arrows, and that health bar will simply go down quickly. As you can see already, my thralls are under the sand, even if I took him away. Fortunately, he's still aggroed on them, so I don't really have to care about him. Yeah, so there we go. When it comes to taking things from this guy, it's quite nice and easy. Again, all you need is to get that key. And of course, if you're getting some extra things, you can always use them for something. Now let's see. I will actually head down. I'll just have to make a small detour through here so I can get some more keys. If I remember well, the first dungeon has 3 chests which you can take. So I already have the keys, but I will need some for later. So again, in order to increase the damage of my followers, I use some of these, the Hearty Fists. Once you consume them, it will give you that extra damage. I also have some of these potions, the Ears of Gua. So they're quite useful. Yeah, so as I said, right now my main goal is to get a couple more keys. And this is why I'm going to hunt some world bosses. I'm not just going to bother with the mobs anymore. I'm just quickly going to the bosses. Fortunately, there's quite a lot of them over the map, and some of them, just like the crocodile earlier, are quite easy to defeat, so you don't need to worry. Also, when it comes to dungeons, the dregs, the one that I'm going to visit first, is quite easy. So you don't necessarily have to be level 60 like I am. The thing is, I prefer to be cautious, or very, very cautious in my case. So I actually tend to wait until I can easily conquer that dungeon. Let's see. Okay, so I actually have some things saved over here. Now, over here, in order to make it shorter, I will go through Spinebreaker's flank. And this is where you're going to find the giant spider. When it comes to them, they can be a little bit dangerous due to the fact that they're adding poison damage. So you might want to be careful. In case you want to raid this area, inside the arena, there's also giant snake wall boss. The main issue when it comes to that one is that you will gain corruption while fighting him, because he's inside the arena where there's plenty of corruption. Also, what's annoying is that he will deal quite a lot of poison damage. Now, in my case, since I have the elixirs, I'm not really worried about it. I did fight a similar snake inside the unnamed city during the previous live stream, and he nearly took out these guys. As you can see, have 3k HP, and he actually did that only by adding that poison damage. Yep. So as I said, right here next to Spinebreaker's flank, we've got one of them giant spiders. I am actually going to mark it on the map. Now, if you're an experienced player, you probably already know the locations, so you don't really need them, but as I mentioned when I started this playthrough, I am doing it mostly for new players, so they can see that they don't really have that many things to fear, especially if they're playing on single player on civilized settings. Get accustomed to the game. In my case, I did play from the beginning on these settings. I did play it on single player, but I wasn't used to the game or to whatever dangers I might meet, and it was a little bit annoying, to be honest, because I didn't know. For example, like this guy, you could see it can be easily defeated. I had no idea when I started playing, so I was avoiding them. Like, I would die immediately if I got too close to them. Okay, so next, if I remember well, there should be some cave around here. Well, I'm just going over here because there's another giant crocodile. Now, if you want, you can always fight the spiders in this area. They're quite good at leveling up your thralls, especially since they're easily killed. Also, you can get yourself a lot of ichor, which you can use in quite a lot of things. It's best if you actually come to farm them from time to time. You get yourself the needed quantity, and then you don't have to bother for quite a while. So this is basically the starting area. River, as many call it. It's been quite some playthrough hours since I was here. The area is nice if you really want to spend some time and get to know the game better. The rare resources are really hard to get over here, so it's not really worth it, especially since I'm not talking about steel or something like that. I just mean iron, which end of the game or in some frozen area you can easily find. When it comes to this place, you can barely get some. Yeah, so there we go. For example, over here there's only a little bit of it. You do have some of these guys, the hyena wealth, so you could raise yourself some hyenas. But the area is simply not worth it. Okay, so as I said, over here at this lake there's another giant crocodile. You can actually enter whatever name you feel like it. If you want, you can leave the name empty or just say crocodile or something like that. It's up to you. Again, what matters is that you know the location, so you can actually farm them a lot easier. Again, if this actually applies if you're a new player. If you've been playing the game for some time, if you're on your third, maybe fourth playthrough, I'm pretty sure you'd know this map by heart. You don't really need any pointers. Yeah, once again, it seems that for some reason my thralls like to go underground. Since it's only this guy, it's not that hard to defeat him. You can see my thrall barely took any damage. Yeah, you can take whatever they're dropping. And the main thing is the skeleton key. Now, fortunately, as you can see, they drop these weapons. First time I started playing, they weren't actually dropping much. But to be honest, it was a little bit more advantageous than the game is now. Because at that point, next to each boss, each war boss, or somewhere close to them, there was always a legendary chest. So you could easily get yourself a legendary weapon on your lower levels by fighting this guy. Yeah, that was one of the advantages, but now you can actually get these and recycle them into hardened steel bars, which is also very valuable. So this area is actually full of these oversized turtles, kappas or shellbacks. Now, the green ones are quite friendly and nice, unless you have your thralls on aggressive. the babies are nice. You can actually turn them into followers. But anything that's red will actually come after you. So again, you need to be careful. Like this one, you will immediately try to kill me. Sadly for him, I'm not actually interested. Seems like not even my thralls care about him that much. Yeah, so this journey is actually a little bit annoying to uncover. I remember at some point it was actually unlockable once you reached a certain level. Now apparently it's not there anymore, or I'm simply blind and I cannot see it. Don't have anything over here, so there's nothing to actually lead you to the place. Again, quite strange. Okay, so again, lots of these guys over here. You don't really need to bother with them. The main idea is to get yourself over here. Now, later on in the game, once you unlock the world map, the map room, sorry, which allows you to travel to the obelisks, you would be able to easily come to this place and do some runs of the dungeon in case you need something from inside it. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, dungeons are useful for finding some rare knowledge. Usually inside every dungeon there is going to be at least one piece of rare knowledge. Inside this one I think there's quite a few of them. That's why you need to make sure that you're actually properly exploring it. And so again, this is a Dafari cannibal camp, so it's going to be quite easy to go through. These guys are here from the event, witch hunt or whatever it is called. Quite valuable event. Yeah, so this is called Skulker's End, and it's home to the dregs, which is the dungeon you can see behind over there, and at the top you can see the corruption purple smoke, which is indicating the obelisk. Now, if you want, you can play around with these guys. This way you won't have to bother about them attacking you out of nowhere.
York will have your soul! I will feast upon you!
In my case, I'm actually looking for these. You will see very soon why I did that. My advice, if you get into this area, just take some arrows from these guys, because you don't want to waste the noxious gas ones. Okay, so just as you enter Skulker's End over here, on this bench, you will find the Dafari weapons knowledge. Let's see. Yeah, so you can actually start crafting the axe, sword, or cudgel. You will find them over here in your own inventory. They are basically similar to the stone weapons. As you can see, they require stone and the basic materials, but the Fari sword, as you can see, has 8 health damage. This one only has 6. And you do have the need for bones, but you can easily get those. Same when it comes to the cudgel, is basically the same as the stone club, the mace, but it will deal more damage. Most of the time you'll be able to find weapons and some armor on these guys too. So again, if you're coming here early in the game, you're used to dodging and defending yourself, then you can easily get yourself armor instead of having to craft it. You can also get yourself some weapons and things like that. As you can see, if you're killing the medicine man or sorcerers, you can even get steel weapons and some other stuff. Now, if I remember well, somewhere around here there should be another piece of knowledge, and it is over here. It's a journal, and it can teach you the comb your hair emote, basically what that ghost figure is showing. And again, there's a couple more enemies around. You want to deal with them. As you can see, you can even find bricks here. You can even find decorations or the swords or tools. So if you want to have a good look, you can do it. But as I said, since it's the Rafari cannibal camp, you can actually do this early in the game. Now, when it comes to this dungeon, it's quite a little bit tricky. It requires a sacrifice, so my advice, run past these guys over here, these two. Make sure they're following you over here. Sacrifice one of them, or both of them. As you could see, I finally unlocked the dungeon dweller. So the first journey is to go inside this, the dregs. In order to fully explore it, you actually need to go to the end of it, to the boss of the dungeon. It is an easy one, but it can be quite long if you don't know exactly how to get there. Yeah, again, these ghost figures will show you some things to interact with, like this tablet. Once you interact with it, have the Dredger knowledge. This one is quite useful, to be honest. First of all, it will allow you to craft the glowing sticks and glowing standing torches, glowing essence, and even cooked abyssal meat. Now, why you need the glowing stick and the others is basically, unlike the torch, which is going to add some heat effect to you. So if you're going in the desert, it's going to warm you up too much. You can use those torches, those glowing sticks, and they will not warm you up. Or if you go to the volcano area, better said, something to light the way up. But torch will not be good because you're already suffering from the heat. Let's see what else there is. If I remember well, yeah, so you have the breathing potion, which actually gives you the capacity to breathe underwater for some time. The glowing essence is usually used in some of those recipes for the glowing torches and things like that, or some other stuff, just like, let's see, where was it? This witchfire wall torch. In order to get the witchfire powder, you will need the glowing essence. Now, there are some pieces of lore over here, some journals. I'm not sure if it's my settings or simply it's finally some better lighting. As you can see, there's some Komodo dragons all over the place. Also, there are some of these pits, and you can dive inside. No, I'm not sure if it's showing the resource, but apparently it's only showing if you start collecting. You can get glowing goop, which is used to craft the glowing essences. And from time to time you can actually find some chests. There are a couple of these around. Now, over here you have another world boss inside the dungeon. It's a giant Komodo. If I remember well, it's basically acting similar to the crocodiles, so you should be able to easily defeat it. If you don't want to fight it, you don't need to, because basically the main goal is to go over there in the back, where those next doors are. In my case, I wanted to show you that it can actually be easily defeated, and also that you can easily get yourself a key after all. See, I don't need those. So again, if you don't need any of these, you don't need to take them. Once again, one of these water holes. Yeah, once you get to a certain point, you start hearing a creepy voice. Well, at first it's going to be seductive, but it's going to be whispering, so I still think it's creepy. Around this area, it's mostly decorative, so you don't need to bother that much about it. Your main goal is to get yourself over here to this door. As you can see, the ghosts will show you the way, or the figures of the past. In order to go further, you need to get to the door, interact with it, and it will open. Okay. As you can see, plenty of light in here, you don't need to worry that much about it. Again, the whispers are calling to you. Now, such a creepy place. It's never a good sign. So, this is one of the reasons why I took those arrows. Once you get to this point, you cannot climb. Usually most of the things are climbable in the world of Conan Exiles, but not all dungeons can be. Yeah, so if you look well around, I think there was something in that lore earlier, in that journal. If you look over here, you can see an arrow is shot next to this point, some more over there. So you just need your bow. In my case, again, I'm using these, the bone arrows, so I don't want to waste good arrows on it. Shoot them into that. And the water level will start rising, allowing you to go further. Yeah, at this point, the most annoying creatures in the game, the skeletons, will come. They will actually drop some glowing essence. If you want, you can take some from them. I'm calling them annoying because they always manage to get me crippled. Yeah, so again, moving forward usually means going to the next door. You can see there's one over there at the end. And this one is on the same principle as before. You can see the water. You can see where you need to go. But you simply cannot climb it. So what is left to do is to find the targets. You can see it just like before over here. Once you got your arrow in there, water will start rising. Make sure to keep yourself floating, otherwise you won't be able to get. And now you're up. Now, if I'm not wrong, you can actually explore a little bit over there. Over there might be some loot chests, but I'm not interested in them. And again, just interact with the door. Now, as you can see, there's not much to do inside this room. If you want, you can go down there, be able to climb up or something. So you can just put your arrow over there. If you want, you can go down into the water, or you can just simply wait here until it rises. You will have to go to the sides, and the first issue is that now this one is not filling, and again you cannot reach. As you can see, there's already some targets over there. Once you hit that, the water over here will start rising. If I remember well, there should be a second one over here. And this will actually allow the next room to get some water in it. As you can see, you can even find some stone arrows, flint head arrows. Yeah, so that you have that, jump inside the water, get yourself over here to the middle. Now, because I've already hit both of those marks, the water was up. The important thing is that you're not timed. You don't need to come here quickly or something like that. You just need to wait for the water to rise again.
Yeah.
Again, don't forget to float, because otherwise you won't be doing much. Now, if you want, you can go forward towards the end of the dungeon. If not, there's another spider over here. As you can see, there are some fumes over there. My advice is don't go there. Just make it come after you. Basically, with the gear that I have right now, I could actually defeat this guy by myself, especially since I have the pure aloe extracts that allow me to heal quite quickly. If you have a follower or followers with you, this guy will go down even faster. Now, one of the things you want to know about this guy is that he will drop, and I think he is the only creature that will drop this, the Reliable Butcher. This is a legendary tool, legendary cleaver. He will also drop a fragment of power. He's also going to drop some carcasses. You don't really need those. But don't forget to harvest him for the skeleton key. If you want, you can actually visit the room. I think somewhere around here there is supposed to be a chest or something. There we go. Sadly nothing valuable, so you don't need to bother that much. On the other hand, if you do enter that pool, you will take damage since it's an acid bath. So you will quickly take damage, not just simply take it. Yeah. Now that the business with the spider is finished, just go forward. Again, the annoying mobs of the game. When I started playing the game, they wouldn't actually drop very valuable things. It was even more annoying. On the other hand, right now, it's not so bad. So these guys are actually using maces. So they're not bad, to be honest. It's a lot easier to get behind. Unlike the annoying ones that are using swords, they will not have that crippling effect. They will sunder you though, as you could see earlier. Again, there's nothing much in here. You just need to go forward. Now, when you get to this room, the one with all those sewage openings over there, is going to be a little bit more complicated. As you can see, you can find some arrows again. And the reason why it's a little bit more complicated is that you won't be able to get to the targets so easily. As you can see, you cannot climb much over here. So this is definitely the wrong way. You can, however, climb back over here. So you just need to go this way, to the left. Okay, so over here, as you can see, you can actually climb this part. And if you look, you see, that's the entrance where you need to go. And all the way over there in the back is the target you need to hit. Now, for this one, you need to hold the attack button for some time and perform this, the power shot. And then you just need to wait for the water to rise. Don't forget to press float. get yourself over here. Okay, so once you get to this point, there's some more lore. About these things. I think there used to be a chest over here. Apparently there isn't anymore. Now, once you get to this point, you can see that the voice that was nice and whispery and attractive turns into something really scary. There's also skeletons over here.
Don't want to cause trouble here.
Yeah, so usually I like to leave my thralls over here. They don't really mean anything. There's another skeleton over there. They are basically guarding the exit. That's the exit. Okay, and over here in the middle, you've got your enemy, the boss of the dregs. I knew his name at some point. I don't remember it now. Now, the reason why I got these is because he will mostly stay over there in that pool. So you will actually have to provoke him. I think there's something wrong with him. And I have no idea what's wrong. There we go. Nope. I think the game is broken. He does attack at some point. Basically, he's supposed to do some attacks. Then he's supposed to come out of that pool. Apparently, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Which is why it's good to have those noxious gas arrows. I'm actually very happy that I got them. You could kill him with normal arrows as well, but not as fast. Usually he's supposed to jump out of that pool to do a melee attack, and he lands over here in this area, leaving himself open. Or better said, leaving itself open, because I have no idea what it is. It's just ugly. So I haven't played the game in quite a long time. This is actually not bad, to be fair, if you have these arrows. If you don't really have to worry about fighting. Now my advice, don't bring your trolls over here, because they will try to go in that pool. Don't remember exactly if it's going to deal damage, but there is a chance. And I don't want them to be killed by standing in a pool. Yeah, so sadly it will take quite some time to kill him with arrows shot one by one, but there is, however, another way of doing it faster. If you have the set religion unlocked, you have this, the snake arrows, then you can easily do it. Now, once the pool is down, interact with this. Will teach you some things. Interact with this guy and quickly grab whatever is in the legendary chests. and then go away. Okay, so this is basically the dungeon. Now I can grab my friends over here. Now it will take, I think, around 15 or 15 minutes or half an hour for this guy to respawn. So yeah, let's see. I did get some decent weapons. Yeah, they're not bad, not necessarily the best, but not bad. I'm not honestly that happy about them. This item is combined with something else, so it's not really important. On the other hand, these are important, the Abysmal Eyes and Abysmal Fangs. Now, the reason why they're important, because I interacted with some journal earlier and unlocked some knowledge, is this. One of them is the Abysmal Arrows. Let's see. There should be some other stuff. Okay, so these are also important. Reptilian reptile leather armor or reptile leather epic armor. They're medium sets. Basically, they look just like the headpiece on her from the set of the Brute. It will be the same aspect. Looks like just crocodile skin. And of course it won't have the same effects or the same armor value, but if you just want to add them to your collection, that's not bad. Now, most dungeons in the game, when it comes to exiting them, like I'm about to exit now, will usually teleport you to the place of where you started. In this case, it's not going to be the same, and you will see in a couple of seconds why. I just hope I won't fall to death. Okay, I was lucky, I didn't. Yeah, so as you can see, it will just teleport you over here next to the unnamed city. Now, at this point, I've actually fully explored the dungeon. Let's see, I have 4 of these, which is nice because I actually need them. Now, I am going to make my way back. As you can see, next on the list, it's the Midnight Grove. I've actually covered the way to enter it a little bit early. You actually need to get over here to the close to the den. Ruins of Old Nebutu, basically over here, where you can find the follower of Jebel Sag. Quite some time ago, it used to be easier to get into the dungeon. Basically, you need to consume this, the Potion of Midnight. It was easy because you could actually craft it on your alchemist table. Sadly, that's not the case anymore. Okay, so I have plenty of potions, I have plenty of things, I have plenty of space in my inventory. Let's see if I can actually go through here. I can actually save, yeah, I can save some time and go through the unnamed city. Otherwise, I'd have to go all the way through there. I can also kill a couple of bosses over here. Again, if you're in the area, make sure to have the sun mask, the sandstorm breeding mask with you, there's always a chance for the sandstorm to come from over here. I think somewhere in this area. I don't remember exactly where it's starting from. I think here. If you don't have it, if you don't have the mask with you, it can be fatal. You take damage over time, and it's going to be quite a high amount of damage. As I said, since I am over here, I might as well get some more experience for these two. Yeah, so when it comes to the berserkers, since they are from an end of game faction, the Forgotten Clan, they are strong, they are good, but they also take a lot more experience to level up. This is the perfect chance to get some experience for them. Although, to be fair, I'm not happy about fighting so many mobs. And that's the guy I actually want to fight. I think this guy has a name. Gravewalker or something like that. I can't actually remember his name. He is one of the bosses of the main city. He will actually deal quite a bit of damage. You're watching at my tower, he is taking quite some damage. Well, he's not that hard to defeat.
Yeah. Death will be as meaningless as your life.
But I will.
Die, outsider!
And also the annoying thing that he's actually dealing corruption once he kills you. On the other hand, he is good at giving you stuff. And this is actually good. Especially the dragon powder and of course the treasure. Now, I'm going to give this axe to her. Now, basically that corrupted should place corruption on enemies. I'm not sure if it's going to do it on these guys. Thing is, this weapon, the predatory blade, while it does have an enormous amount of damage, it's only dealing it on light attacks. So in my case, I can actually choose what I'm dealing as an attack. Unfortunately, the thralls cannot do it. I'm still looking for some maces though, some legendary maces. There are a couple. Because those are even better at dealing damage to most enemies. First of all, they do have quite a lot of armor penetration. Second of all, they have the thunder effect.
Die, outsider!
Okay, so as you can see, the maxes, they're quite good at dealing damage. So if you have your followers with some battle axes, since they're performing combos, they will end up dealing some bleeding blows. I remember well, only in knives are actually stacking on these. if you're using other weapons, it's going to stop at four stacks. Yeah, so since I am over here and I do need to get over here, I will deal with another boss from the unnamed city with the brute. Who knows, if I'm lucky I might get another health. He will drop a fragment of power and of course a legendary item. And some rare resources. So again, if I had at least one of my followers using a mace, this guy would have been a lot easier to defeat. Undead creatures, the skeletons, they actually take more damage from maces. That's why I'm joining in. But to be fair, these guys are doing a very good job. They're barely taking any damage. Okay, so again the predatory blade. I don't really need that, but he was nice enough to give it to me. If you need some bones, he will also give those to you. Okay, so moving forward. Now, if I remember well, around here there should also be some Scorpion wall boss. Don't remember the exact location because I haven't been here for some time. I know where he is. Okay, let's see. Might as well test these two with him. He is over here. There we go. Again, when I started playing the game and you fought this guy, behind him there was a legendary chest. Or if you had, like I have already, some skeleton keys, you could get him to follow you over here to this area, then quickly run back, empty that chest. Now, you can just take some skeleton key from him. That's not necessarily the best way to get it. He can be quite tough, to be honest. Okay. He won't be happy about this. But if you manage to actually get him poisoned, it's even better. Sadly, he's also poisoning. You can poison your thralls. He's not taking damage that easily, so my advice, try to deal as much over time on him. Try to add stacks of feeding. So I'm actually up to 20. Whoopsie. Yeah, so his attacks are quite bad. I keep calling him or his because he is the Scorpion King basically. He's also queen in the game, but hiding in one of the dungeons. Of course, there's also a second king in there as well. And there are more around the world. One of them is somewhere around here. I don't remember if there's a third one or not. Again, we have some daggers. You can keep that damage over time bleeding on him. This strategy actually works on most live bosses, the bleeding effect, and with the arrows. Now don't forget, the reason why I'm not taking damage in that noxious gas is because of this. Yeah, so as you can see, although my thralls were quite good against other opponents, they didn't take that much damage before. It was also world bosses. This guy can damage them quite a lot, simply because it's adding poison effect. So, just like it is dangerous for world bosses to go against you when you're the one dealing damage over time, it's also dangerous for yourself and your thralls to go against one that's dealing damage over time. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, might as well take this, the feral flesh, from him. You will need it later, and I will show you exactly what's it used for. Okay, let's see. Now, since I'm in the area, I'm going to drop by this point. There's also a king rhino over there behind that altar, behind Uriela's Hope. If you want, there's a couple of snakes over here. You can get some additional experience from them, but in my opinion, they're not really worth it. And a couple of scorpions. Okay, so somewhere over here. Yeah, if you get too close to these guys and your thralls are on aggressive, they will start killing everyone except Muriela. And there we go, that's the enemy, the King Rhino. Yeah, one of the things you need to know about this guy, basically he is huge. You can see the plates on him. He is quite tanky. So again, you will actually need plenty of damage over time. And you just need to watch out for an attack, because you can also apply bleeding. If you manage to get him in like one place, you can start ganging up on him with your thralls. And once you add that bleeding effect, as you can see, his HP will go down quite fast. So I think there's a chance he's been nerfed. He used to be able to take a lot more damage than this. And I have no idea what happened to him, but I also don't care. I just need my skeleton key. Thank you, mister. Okay, so now I actually have quite a good amount of skeleton keys. If I remember well, the next dungeon needs at least 4 skeleton keys. Okay. Yeah, so they barely took any damage from the rhino. I remember it was a lot more dangerous than that. Well, then again, from time to time the game masters, game developers do change things a bit around so you can enjoy different aspects of the game. Yeah, so as I said, over here is where you want to get. You can see that big flame over here. Great. Yeah, so as I said, you can learn that midnight potion from this guy.
Come to me. You have nothing to fear of me, human.
And then you basically need to craft it over here. As you can see, it needs quite a few resources. Honestly, it's not worth it because if you go to my friend over here, the war hyena, and interact with him, you just need 5 pieces of this feral flesh. You can actually buy the potion. Now when it comes to the potion, you need to be careful. It does last only for 30 seconds and you just need to consume it to get to the Midnight Grove, which is the next dungeon. Yep, so basically this is the Midnight Grove. It's the plain of Jebel Sag, the god depicted in these mouths. And at the end of it, you can actually unlock the religion of Jebel Sag. Now, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 heads around. There's not much to see, honestly. I chose a bad time to come at night. Yeah, so when it comes to this, although you're still over here, you're basically on some other plane, on the plane of Jebel Sag, the dungeon. So the only way to go is through here. As you can see over there on that wall, it will show you exactly what kind of enemies to expect, and it's hyenas. Now inside this dungeon you will actually meet lots of followers of Jebel Sag, and they are actually dogs of the desert. You can find them at the den or some other camps. Okay, so again there are a couple more enemies over here, and as you can see there's a fork in the road ahead, meaning that you need to choose. If you want to go to the right, you will find some boars, but that's just, sadly you cannot see the map. Now if you want to finish the map faster, you'll have to come this way. You'll fight some more hyenas. If you go the other way, you'll have to circle around a little bit. Now one of the useful things is that you can find some okay, I'll take those. You can find some rare resources in these loot chests. So if you feel like you need something, you can grab it. Again, you can see the symbol. The enemies will be hyenas, and aside from them is going to be some followers of Jebel Sag, like this guy over here. Now the followers of Jebel Sag, since they are from the Dogs of the Desert faction, they will drop similar things to the Dogs of the Desert. Again, you can loot some of the things from there. If you don't want anything, you don't have to. Usually you can do this dungeon even earlier if you want in the game. It will be a little bit trickier later, though, with the bosses, so depends on how good you're at this. Again, for new players, which is why I started this playthrough, and I'm doing this at a slow pace. You might want to make sure you have some proper armor and everything. Now, this dungeon can actually be a good source of steel if you kill the followers of Jebel Sag. Most of the time they will also drop some steel weapon. You can just collect those, and later on, once you get out, you can use a dismounting bench. Now, over here in this area, you're also going to find some hyena whelps, the babies. If you want, you can grab a few. But there's plenty of locations to easily find them outside the dungeon. You don't need to stress about it over here. Yeah, so as I said, these guys will drop some pieces of some weapons, mostly, that are made out of steel, like this one, and you can just dismantle them. Yeah, I was pausing because I was looking at these. Some of these potions can actually reset your knowledge and attribute points. I am kind of interested in taking 5 points from strength and moving them to grit. I'll just have to craft my own potion at some point. Again, more of these guys over here. Now, fortunately, once you enter a certain path, it's usually leading you to the location of a boss. Yeah, over here, as you can see, you can even find abysmal arrows. Okay. Right. Again, mostly I need these so I can easily get steel, which I can then convert into steel reinforcements. Okay, so now the pathway looks like a dragon or a snake. Basically, this actually means that you have to do that move of a snake. You will get over here. Again, there's going to be some hyenas. In the area, there's also some wolves. Sometimes they will come. Yep, as you can see, one of them popped up. Now, over there in the back, you see that tattoo. That's of the followers of Jebel Sag. These annoying guys. Okay, so once you get to this point, let's see where the Pikachu did those wolves come from. They were coming all the way from there. Yeah, so once you get to this point, you will see this, the sign of the panther. If you go this way, you will meet wolves. But if you go this way, you will actually meet the first boss of the dungeon. And in order to finish the entire dungeon and get to the last boss, you actually need to defeat this one too. There's basically 3 lower bosses and a main boss. And so as you can see, you can come over here, got the boss, and that's not so hard to defeat. Actually feel sad, sorry for her. Again, you will get some steel weapon. Now, harvesting these guys can usually drop you some shade bloom. That's basically the mark of Jebel Sag dungeon, the shade bloom. So you can use it in various recipes to make better version of food when trying to get a higher or better degree of a certain animal, basically the alpha version. So if you want to go through here, you will basically be going back to the start of the dungeon. There's no point to do it. And you will see more symbols over here. Now if you go through here, you will carry on with the dungeon. So if you look around, you will see there's a bear over there. There's a panther over here. You will hear the voice of Jebel Sag. This one is for the followers of Jebel Sag. Now you can actually go through all of them. This one I think makes you take a huge detour. This one is similar to this one. Usually I prefer this one so I can get more of these weapons and recycle them. Because it's full of followers of Jebel Sag. Now, don't underestimate them. If they get to cause bleeding damage to you, you will still take quite a bit of damage. As you can see, they also have the hyena fur armor pieces. Now there are a couple of loot chests around. I think there was supposed to be one inside the bushes over here. Over here. Okay, so you can actually grab the, maybe not. I was hoping it's a steel pick. Yeah, one of the followers over here. Fortunately, if you're coming like I did with really good armor, really good weapons, these guys are basically nothing. Okay, my poor thrall was glitching. Again, more of them. As I said, they're quite an easy source of steel. Followers over here. Yeah, you can usually hear their screams, so you know you should be ready to fight them. Again, steel weapons. and pieces of armor, of course. Yeah, so basically these mushrooms are showing you the way up to a point. Now, once you go through here, I think there was supposed to be a sign somewhere around here. We'll start meeting some panthers or jaguars. I have no idea which one it is. It's too dark. Okay, now if you go that way, you will meet more of the panthers. If you come this way, you can see the symbol over there. You got back to the bears. There will be a couple of bears over here. I think it's only two. Yeah, again, these guys are not necessarily strong, but sometimes they can cause bleeding damage, so that one can be annoying. Now, when you get to this point, as you can see over there in the back, you see the symbol of the bosses, so that means there's another boss over there. If you go through here, you will meet more bears. You can also find some bear cubs, but there's no point in getting them from the dungeon, because you can get a lot of them from over here at the river's end. Okay, again, you just need to pass through the light barrier, and this time it's a silverback that's going to challenge you to a fight. Again, it's not necessarily strong. It's not very weak, as you can see. I did a little bit of damage to my thralls. So these, even though they are kind of similar, they do add some extra damage, so you can take them. And as you can see, this one is actually dropping quite a lot of shade bloom. Nearly dropped my legendary weapon over there. I don't need that. Yeah, so that's quite a good quantity of shade bloom. Basically, it's enough to make 38 pieces of fast food, of shade spiced food. Kidoki. Okay, so I came from over here, from Bear Valley. Now, if you want to go back to the beginning of the dungeon, to the first point, you will need to use this mouthpiece. If you want to go forward, and this is what I want to do, you will have to come through here. Don't forget to equip your weapons. There may be some enemies around here. Yeah, so over here you've got some gorillas. If you want, you can go through and fight them. And over here, as you can see, you have some cats. Now, basically, I don't know why this image is shown, because you're going to find some saber-tooth tigers over here. And this is actually one of the reasons why I prefer to choose this pathway. Because once you fight this guy and get a little bit further, you will be able to see. Okay, that was fast. Yeah, so once you get past this point, see over there in the back there's another sign, the fire and the follower of Jebel Sag. There should be some saber-tooth tigers around as well. but there's also some babies. And you want to grab them if you want to raise some saber-tooth tigers, of course.
Something out there.
Okay, and these guys are annoying for causing to bleed. These guys are annoying. Well, because they're simply annoying. Now, if you don't want to get too heavy, you can just pass the saber-tooth kittens to your followers. And especially now that you have the... Okay. Remember, always have some wood and some plant fiber. Fix your torch. So when it comes to this dungeon, it's quite nice because you can find them all over. Now, if I was coming here during the day, it would have been light and I wouldn't need a torch. Sadly, it looks like I chose the wrong moment. Yeah, so earlier I was saying, now that I have both the saber-tooth kittens and the shade loom, I can actually hope for an alpha version of the saber-tooth once I start growing them into adult ones. I always hate that crippling damage. Makes me way too slow. Yeah, so as you can see, I already found the Midnight Grove, and in order to explore it, you need exactly like you did for, or like I did for the dregs, or you're going to do is to actually find the last boss and win against him. Again, some more kittens. Sadly, the bad part about them is that bleeding damage over time. Now, over here there's another fork in the road. Over there there's some followers of Jebel Sag and some gorillas. And if you go this way, basically you're just simply going back. It's the same way I actually came through, only I chose to meet the saber-tooth kittens instead of meeting the gorillas. So what you want to do now is to go forward to the move symbol. Now this will be a little bit tricky. If you look down there, there's an annoying angry bull. There's fog all over. And all around the bull you can see actually like a magic circle. It's a barrier. So I think my followers already went down there, or not. No, they didn't. Yeah, so at this point the bull is already interested in you. I actually wanted to avoid that. Let's see if they actually... Yeah, so they won't jump unless I do. Yeah, the tricky part about this is that you will have to jump. You will get damaged in the jump. So make sure to have one of those ready, because the bull is coming. Now, if it manages to get you to those edges, it will deal noxious gas damage. Okay, so apparently my followers refuse to come. And I'm actually annoyed by this guy because he keeps on running around. Yeah, as you can see, just like the other bosses, he's not necessarily that hard to defeat, but he can deal quite a lot of damage. Okay, so now that the followers are here, it's going to be easier to defeat him, because they will stop him for a while. Again, those attacks are quite annoying, because they will throw you off your feet. Might as well go for something even more extreme, like adding some more damage over time. Okay, so again, you will have to be a little bit patient until you actually defeat him, but once the bull is defeated, you can grab that weapon, harvest him. I did manage to get some extra shade bloom, and it's not so bad. Okay, now as you can see, there's pretty much only one direction to go in, and it's this way, where the mark of the bull is and the sign of Jebel Sag, the god of hunt. Okay, over here there's going to be some wolves. Well, not anymore. If you want, you can go this way and you'll go back to this mouth to the beginning of the dungeon, but I'm not here to go back, I'm here to go forward and actually finish the dungeon, which means I need to pass through some more wolves. Here wolfies, wolfies, here wolfies, wolfies. If you want, you can participate in the fight. If not, these guys are actually anxious to kill something. Again, there will be more wolves. Yeah, fortunately, you don't have to be much on your guard when it comes to this dungeon. It's not necessarily so hard to finish. It's not easy either, because if you just end up with too many opponents, or you're not dealing enough damage, or you're taking too much damage, you might actually die quite a lot of times before finishing it. As you can see, there are some mushrooms all over. You can actually harvest them. I never knew what's the point of these shrooms. The shrooms amanita, but as it says, they are poisonous. I think you can use them with some food or something. I prefer these because you can actually use them to make the gaseous orbs, and then the gaseous orbs you can use to make the noxious gas arrows. Again, it's straightforward. You have the pathway leading to it, and you've got the light barrier showing the boss mark, and this is where you're going to meet the last boss. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of light over here. Now this guy is a werewolf boss or war hyena boss, something like that. He's quite fast. If you come here by yourself, he will run all around the arena, making it hard for you to finish him. But if you have some followers, it's quite easy to deal with him. Now, as you can see, he will drop loaded clothes and a steel weapon. That's kind of epic, and you want to harvest him. Now, one of the reasons you want to harvest him is the shade bloom. I actually got myself a decent amount. And the second reason it's the Dungeon Delver journey steps is to consume the Flesh of Remembrance, which is this. You can see it does have an expiry time. So once you consume this, you actually learn new recipes. No, it's not necessarily some recipe. It's basically this. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's this power of Jebel Sag. It's the religion of Jebel Sag, the god of hunt. As you can see, you've got Hunter's Potion. If I remember, yeah, and it actually says over there what it's doing. It grants the drinker greatly improved concussive damage. So basically now if you want to craft this to build the altar of Jebel Sag, you can actually get that potion done, and with the potion consumed you can knock down thralls a lot easier, NPC humans. Of course there are other things you can do. As you can see, once you upgrade it, you can have that headdress. You can purify blood. You can then go to make the Feast of Jebel Sag. You can make some lures. Now, those lures are not necessarily that good. I'm not bothered with them. Basically, they're supposed to draw the creature. And it's not something that interesting. Okay, so now basically you're at the end of the dungeon once you've hit the blood pool. And you need to go forward to the head of Jebel Sag. Now, I was actually wrong. I was thinking there's 4 loot chests, but there's only 3. On the other hand, I did get myself some decent shield. I'm quite happy about this. I needed a shield, and this one, as you can see, has a huge amount of durability. The damage on this one was 33, on this one is 52. The armor penetration is increased. Oh, it's exactly what you expect from a legendary weapon or item. Dueling Blade of the Hawk. Again, I'm not lucky when it comes to finding a mace, and I'm unhappy about that. And this is actually one of the good things I was hoping to get, Soul Spiel. Soul Spiel is basically a really useful shield. Basically, there is another dungeon over here. Not sure if it's in the journey. Let's see. No, it's not in the journey. That dungeon is the Frost Temple, where you can craft some pieces of equipment. It's black ice weapons that are related to the frost giants, black ice tools. You can also craft a set of armor. You need to unlock it first. I can't remember the name of it exactly, which is quite nice-ish, but not necessarily the best. Soul Spiel will actually protect you from the cold over there, because once you enter the Frost Temple, At some point it will get very cold. Even if you're using food and everything, you might get frostbite. But when it comes to soul spiel or soul spell, it actually has those bars of cold insulated, cold protection, so you would actually be quite safe with it. Now, coming back to the Midnight Grove, as you can see, I've already finished it. And in order to exit, I just need to interact with this. Now, next on the list, as you can see, it was the Black Keep. Now, that is again one of the places where Soul Spell is useful. Black Keep is over here. And again, this area will cause frostbite. But having the shield equipped, not just in an inventory, it has to be equipped. You can actually go through the area without getting damaged. Okay, so again, this is quite a strange dungeon. Same as the dregs, instead of actually going to the same location where you entered, you will, instead of here, be teleported somewhere else. Okay, so you just need to interact with this. And there we go. We are in a new location, which is Sepermeru, the city of relic hunters. Now, this is one of the key locations, to be fair, when it comes to Conan Exiles. The reason why I'm setting my thralls on defensive is because there's a lot of NPCs over here. As you can see, you can actually fight them or kill them or something like that. I don't want that because it would mean that all of them would come after me. So unlike most other NPCs, these guys will be friendly-ish. Basically, they're neutral. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of them. Okay, in front you can interact with this flag. And we'll learn the relic hunter banners. They're supposed to be somewhere around here. But there's a high chance that I'm blind enough not to see it. So, there we go. Yeah, so you can actually craft the flag now. Okay. Now, over here, you can enter that door. It's basically related to another dungeon. That dungeon is the wine cellar. I will leave that one for the last. It can be a little bit difficult and it's quite long, so I'm not going to do it in this live stream. Now, all around this area you will find some locations marked with this whirlwind or sun. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It is the mark of the relic hunters. Now, as you can see, this is quite a huge city. You can also find some kitty cats. that you can tame and make them your own. There's lots of thralls, as you can see. You can even find named ones. Basically, if you can set up a camp around here, you can just come inside the city and start killing or making them yours by knocking them down. There's lots of fighters as well. Now, since I am over here, I do remember that I have something on the journey steps of the adventurer, and that is speak with Conan. Now, if you want to find Conan, he is at the water side where I just spawned. Basically, this is the small island where I spawned after finishing the Midnight Grove. And if you come over here inside of this building, the tavern, you'll see again more archers and things like that. You will find our friend Conan.
So you live. Any
can
fool
talk to
can
him.
see that you need answers.
You can, of course, say goodbye
Left
to him.
hanging for the vultures
Now,
on that
as you can
cross.
see, I am regenerating and
Cursed
I lost
bracelet
corruption
that keeps
simply
you
because
trapped in
these guys are
place.
dancing over here.
Everybody trying to kill each
So
other.
in case you don't have a dancer but you have a camp nearby
Fate.
and you don't start attacking anyone, you can actually
Give me a foe that I can strike
come here
with
to remove your
fire.
corruption. You can talk to the princess over here.
My blood,
Wine
it is royal, and apparently coveted for sacrifice.
You can also
My
talk to
father
this
is a
guy
king
Exile?
and a
and you
dog.
can buy some iced tea from
If you
him.
have questions,
When you have more gold,
Also,
just
you can
ask.
interact with this ledger to find some information. There's another one over here to learn some converse emotes. You can admire the tavern. Over there somewhere in the back, I think there's some of the relic hunters that are actually bandits and they will become violent. Yeah, so as you can see, there's quite a lot of different crafters and thralls. Again, a named archer. Okay, so the reason why I left from there is because I want to come over here to this side. Okay. Oh, there's a high chance these might be fighting again. There's some scorpions over here. There's also a couple of rhinos over here. I don't feel like messing around with them. On the other hand, I do want to fight this guy. Yeah, so basically this is my fault. I set them on defensive. They will defend, but only after I get attacked. Okay, so let's see. Over here on the map, I can actually mark myself a new enemy. King. Rhino. I forgot to mark the other one, but now it's too late. Yeah, so if you actually want your trolls to attack him, you can just order them to. Otherwise, you have to wait until he attacks you. Yeah, so this is a Rhino for Ridge, and somewhere around here there is a silver mine, another dungeon. So this guy is actually quite a bad location. He will die easily.
Want to hurt you.
can, don't forget to harvest, because you will get your skeleton key. If you need the rest of the resources, you can take those as well. Okay. So now, as I said, I just want to open right here. The reason why I want to do that is because there's an actual armor set you can learn. Okay, so basically this is the entrance. I'm not sure if it's called the south or something like that entrance, or the eastern entrance. You can see that eye of the relic hunters. Now again, this is close to the name city and close to the easy area, so there is a way to come here through this place. You just need to do a lot of climbing, but it's a good place to have a camp because of the iron deposits, especially early in the game. Okay, so there will be a lot of more of these guys over here. As you can see, there's various tiers. Sometimes you can find name ones, sometimes there's just the simple ones. Tier 2, tier 1, tier 1 again. Yeah, so over here, just at these houses, you can see there on top of that, there is an armor set you can unlock. So someone lives over here, but you will need a special key. I will have to visit a couple more dungeons before I get that key. Come on, just let me get up there. Okay, so getting up here, you can see you can interact with this. You will unlock the Relic Hunter armor and Relic Hunter epic. Again, you can go all the way back here at knowledge, go down a little bit, and this is the Relic Hunter set, Relic Hunter armor, and this is Relic Hunter epic. This is a light armor. Usually you need some silk crafted. It's not necessarily that good. These guys are decent when it comes to turning them into thralls. Not necessarily the best. Again, you've got plenty of crafters. Okay, this is called the South Lake. Armorer. More fighters. And over here in this area is the West Wall. Well, between South Lake, or better said, these houses, and the West Wall, it's basically market area. I didn't know that these guys actually have a camp over here, so you can actually knock down sorcerers and bring them. Yeah, so if you go around here, you will see again there's some thralls you can knock down. There's also some merchants.
Buy something I haven't got
Yeah,
all
so
day.
if you have a silver coin, you can buy feathers from this guy.
Watch over you. What will it
If
be?
you have a silver coin, you can buy spiced pork
Come and
from
see
this
me
guy.
again when you have more gold to spend.
What will it be?
Okay. 5 silver coins, and you can buy bear pelt from this
Come back
woman.
anytime.
Don't interact with those because your followers will attack them, and then it will end up in a war over here. Yeah, as you can see, there's some decorations over here. Okay, currently you're allowed to take them.
A good day
Okay,
for a good
another
trade.
merchant will sell
Pleasure
you
doing
honeyed
business with
wine.
you. Buy something. I haven't
This
got all
one will
day.
sell you mystery soup. See,
What'll it
this
be?
guy will sell you glass flasks.
I'll have more in stock tomorrow.
What will it be?
This one will
I'm
sell
not
you
juvenile.
elephant hides. Basically, this guy can actually be a really good source for you to craft epic armors, because usually you need elephant hide for the epic armors. So if you gather a lot of gold coins, instead of going to hunt elephants, you can just come over here. You will actually have to spam the select button to buy the hides. Basically, you get one hide for 5 gold coins. So you'll just have to spam it like 200 times if you come here with 1000 gold coins.
Gods watch over you.
If not, you can just go kill some elephants. Let's see if there's any more. I don't think so. Yeah, so if you want, you can take a look around here. These guys don't seem happy about it. These guys don't seem happy at all about it. But if you go around it, I think there is some point of entry. Yeah. Right over here you can see the Wheel of Pain, the Greater Wheel of Pain. It would have been nice, honestly, to be able to interact with this and learn it. This is the prison. As you can see, there's some taskmasters, prisoners. Of course, you can just knock them down and make them your own. This will be risky though. As you can see, there's plenty of guards over here, so don't expect them to just fall on their knees and follow you. So, again, this is pretty much it. Let's see. So, I think they used to have some animals over there. There's some more people over here. As you can see, it's full of various enemies, well, potential enemies, because they're not fighting you yet. Now, over there in the back, somewhere around there, there will be some thugs, I think they're called, and those guys will definitely attack you. Again, lots of these guys over here. So basically this can be a really good source of thralls. The main issue is there's a lot of fighters, there's a lot of archers. I know a lot of people were using the location, but I'm honestly not that inclined. I'd rather go over here at the summoning place, or there's another place over here that I haven't talked about yet or explored, which is actually quite good for taking thralls. Although, when it comes to this exact moment, you have the event with the sorcerers that you can capture and use the obulus coins to buy thralls. Yeah, so if I remember well, these are the thugs. So, well, somewhere around here, part of these guys will attack you. I don't want to stay here for that. I'll just be on my way. Okay, so I do remember there is a third scorpion, as I was talking earlier about the Scorpion King, the boss. Okay, over here in front you can steal some of these babies. These guys will attack you even if you don't touch them. The green ones will attack you only if you go after their babies. Ooh. Okay, so over there is another dungeon entrance, Nile Stronghold, but I'm not going after it just yet. I think these are the annoying ones that will attack you. Oh. Okay. Breaker Ridge is over here. I've never been at the top. I never really needed to. Again, Sepermeru, the city of relic hunters, is quite big, as you can see. There's plenty of them over here. Don't forget, it's not friendly, it's neutral. Once you attack one of them, the rest of them will follow. Okay. Let's get myself down from here. Now remember, the best trick you need to learn in Conan Exiles is how to go down and not die. Yeah, so as you can see, this area is again full of the ironstone deposits. So early in the game, I remember lots of people, when I started playing, preferred this area or somewhere around this oasis, because there's a couple of easy enemies to kill. It's close to this, the Shattered Springs, where you can farm a lot of brimstone. You've got plenty of ironstone around, so you can start forging steel soon. Yeah, there we go. Lots and lots of ironstone. You can also raid Sepermeru for thralls. It's quite close to the unnamed city as well, so it's a good location. On the other hand, it's quite bad because, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, this is basically where the sandstorms come from. So you will always need that sandstorm mask, and early in the game you cannot actually make it, you cannot craft it. Yeah, so again, over here there's another king scorpion. I forgot to mark the other one. I think it was around here. Well, I do have a short memory from time to time. Again, one of the best ways to fight this guy is to use the mask, use the noxious gas arrows, and then add a lot of bleeding with some daggers. You can see there's a lot of scorpions over there. Yeah, so the best way to actually defeat this guy is by adding damage over time. As you can see, he is also adding damage over time to your trolls. His poison. So it can actually be quite dangerous. He can also deal normal damage quite well, as you can see. So there we go, the thralls that are actually not taking much damage from quite strong creatures when it comes to being touched by the poison. They're not doing so well. So if you want to fight this guy, although it's quite unnecessary to be honest, you will need to make sure that they have plenty of HP. Come on, just stop where you're affected by my poison gas. So this is one of the reasons why I tend to go with at least 200 food. My thralls, once we start going after enemies, they will need to kill all that damage. Okay, and finally the enemy is dead. Sadly, as you can see, these guys actually took quite a bit of damage. So I'm just gonna, oopsie. I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit until they get healed. Now, one of the best ways to heal them, if you have this selected, the commander presence as a perk after investing 10 authority points. You just need to fight enemies and damage them, and your trolls are going to get healed a little bit faster. Again, don't forget to get your key. After all, that's why I fought him. Okay, so now I can actually raid the unnamed city for a little bit on my way back to my base. I did get quite a lot of things, so I cannot waste too much time because I don't have the space for it. Let's see if I can actually give something to these guys. I can lighten my burden. Not necessarily. Since it's mostly weapons, there's nothing they can do about it. Okay. Yep, so as I said, it's time to pass a little bit through the unnamed city. Let's see, I do have a couple of these, so I might actually visit a library of esoteric artifacts or knowledge or whatever. Yeah, so fortunately you can enter the unnamed city from a lot of places. Most of the time you will find at least one skeleton guarding the entrance. Now I am quite close to where the brute spawns, so I will play a little bit with him. I was hoping that they didn't see me. These guys can be annoying because of that bleeding damage over time. And I actually forgot to set my thralls, my active thralls, my followers on aggressive mode. That's why they can straight away go for the enemy. Okay, now I'm gonna play around with Mr. Brute. Again, I'm hoping to find another helmet. I'm not really that lucky, to be honest, though. Oopsie. Okay, so then are actually fully healed, which means my next destination will be the Red Mother. I'm still hoping to find a legendary torch.
Your death will be as meaningless as your life.
And bye-bye. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so I actually mentioned that I wanted that and I was lucky to get it. More than that, I got some of these which are not so easily and not so easy to get. Yeah, so as you can see, this one has 229 armor value and a 5% bonus. This one has a lot less armor, but the strength damage is a lot better. So I'm gonna use it. I can also enhance the armor a little bit by using some paddings. Now, since thralls don't take durability damage on their equipment, I can easily do that later. So as I said, I want to go pay a visit to the Red Mother, the strongest dragon. That's the outside world of the Exiled Lands. In my opinion, for those who have played the game, there is another one that's stronger, the zombie dragon. I think he is far stronger than she is, or at least similar. Probably he's more dangerous because of the location he spawns in. Yeah, so again for her, since she is alive, you can actually go with the same strategy as before. Get some of that noxious gas. Get your blades ready. Yeah, so the reason why I don't bother adding any enhancements daggers is because they're mostly useful simply to add bleed damage over time, not to actually deal normal damage. Yeah, so as you can see, even though this is actually a very strong boss, not dealing as much damage as that Scorpion did with its venom. Poison. Same comes for snake bosses, giant snakes. Yeah, so she does have quite a lot of HP, even on civilized settings. I think on the other settings it's going to be even higher. So let's go. See? And down she goes. Sadly, I didn't get my torch. I did, however, get this. Oh, and as you can see, this is a katana, the blade of 7 winds. It doesn't have much normal damage, but it does have a 100% penetration chance, and that is quite important, to be honest. Again, I got myself some perfected paddings. If you want, you can also harvest the dragon. Apparently I don't really need all of those, so might as well leave them over here. I will take that leather though. Yeah, so over here, it's not all the time, but this thing might spawn. It's called a relic fragment, and it's usually going to give you fragment of power. You can also find a couple of useful things in it. In that chest. Oh, there are some baby dragons over there. I'm not interested in them. Okay, so I'm going to the library to unlock some more knowledge. But before that, there will be some annoying skeletons on the way. There we go. And I'm going to be bothered about those. I will, however, make a stop over here to fight Mr. Keeper of the Flame, one of the undead bosses. It has some decent drops. Okay, so actually my thralls have a perk called Irritate, which should irritate enemies and make them aggro on them, acting as tanks. Sadly, not all the time that irritate is working, and some annoying creatures, mostly skeletons, will of course come after me. Why not? Yeah, so as I said, before going to the Library of Esoteric Knowledge, the next step is to fight this guy, Keeper of the Flame, the annoying Archers of the Flame. Okay, now that's a lot of silver, pretty nice. Again, compared to my previous followers, these guys are really damaged to my friend over here. His Star Metal Sword. Sadly, I still don't have a legendary mace, which not going to take him down so easily, but I can't complain. I'll move them over here. Sometimes the Keeper of the Flame tends to glitch inside some wall. Okay, while they finish the fight, I can see if there's anything valuable over here. Okay, so I had no idea that you can actually find black ice. That. Well, I guess you can always learn something new. Okay, my friend just died already, and he did. Okay. So, this is nice, this is nice, this is very nice, but this is the nicest thing. Yeah, so again, when I started playing the game, these wouldn't drop from anything. You actually had to craft them yourself. I am really happy that this update was made. You can actually focus more on other aspects of the game instead of those. Okay, so as you can, oopsie. Leave me alone, mate, leave me alone. Yeah, so I almost forgot about the steps of the adventurer journey. I'll just have to deal with these guys and then retrace them. Okay, now again that's my bit of silver. Yeah, so there we go. After meeting Conan, you need to use a fragment of power. I already have some, so I can use one. Not necessarily the best, but I am doing it simply to unlock the journey steps. It will only give you those 10 points. Okay. So then I need to defeat a world boss, find the legendary chest. Oh, it seems like I will have to do that another time. I was hoping to unlock the entire thing, but I wasn't so lucky. Okay, now that I'm not taking corruption anymore, So basically I need to defeat the world boss, open a legendary chest, then I need to find the library, peruse the library, learn from the library, speak to the archivist, attune to the obelisk, access or place the map room, and travel to the obelisk. I'm gonna do that some other time. Basically this is where you need to come to mostly end the journey. This is how you peruse the library and how you actually learn from the library. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of knowledges over here that I still need to learn. Again, once you get these scrolls, you need to consume them and you will learn a new knowledge. Let's see. Okie so I think I got a table leg or something like that. Okay, so I got fox taxidermy. As you can see, you can actually taxiderm gorillas, hyenas, imps, models, lions, sun reapers. Okay, so you can actually taxiderm a lot of things. Bat demons, even yetis. Nice. Yeah, so that's going to happen from an artisan work table. I don't know if I actually uncover this now. I also got this, the Reinforced 2. This is considered an epic weapon. If I remember well, it deals a lot of damage, but it's not worth the resources. I got this one, the table leg. Venom infused sword, venom infused war axe, and two-handed sword. These are actually quite decent, although to craft them you will need a specific resource, which is not so easy to get. Whirlwind blades. Honestly, as long as you have some legendary daggers, you don't need those. Okay, so on my way back to my camp, I can actually do the next step, which is defeat the world boss, and then get the legendary chest open. Now, as I said, most of the legendary chests are in dungeons, but fortunately this place, Scuttler's Shortcut, acts somehow like a dungeon. So I just need to get myself out of here, go over there. Yeah, so Scuttler's Shortcut is a nice place to farm legendary weapons, because got a quite weak opponent, Spider Demon, despite the looks and the name is not necessarily that tough. So yeah, you can actually get yourself over there and farm him. And the reason why you can farm it is because that's the place where actually a legendary chest spawns, even though he is just a normal, not necessarily that normal, world boss. Okay, so as I did gain some corruption, I will show you a trick on how to remove it. Okay, their swords. Okay, so one of the ways, if you don't have dancers or anything like that, to remove corruption is to kill that mini boss over there, the leader of the see? Yeah, so he is the leader of the relic hunters. Now the reason why I placed so many of those poison clouds is because these guys can be quite strongish. Okay. Finally, after so much time, I get this. Okay, so first things first, removing corruption. You need to kill one of these guys, the leaders of the relic hunters. They will drop this, the heart of a hero. Usually expires in like 40 minutes. Once you consume it, it will start removing that corruption. Now, another reason why you want to fight these guys, if you're early in the game, for example, and you need some epic armor quickly, this is the way to get it. It's quite a decently balanced set, if I remember well. You've got some extra stamina alongside that huge amount of armor. As you can see, it's quite close to this one. Although, to be fair, this one was crafted by a thrall, tier 4 thrall, so this one is as you get it, which means it would be quite valuable early in the game. Yeah, so some of the pieces will give you stamina, some of the pieces will give you more HP, some of the pieces will give you some extra strength damage. Sadly, if I remember well, they will not drop the headpiece, so basically you can only get the other pieces. But even so, it's a decent set to get quickly. Again, since I am kind of slow pacing this playthrough, and it's done so players can see what they could do, I am using the cautious way of playing, which means that I am taking quite some time at doing some of the things.
Your death will be as meaningless as your life.
Okay, so at the moment I need to get rid of something, and I'm not sure what. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, this one can actually be recycled. If I remember well, it will give, I think, some star metal bars. I'm not sure if it will, but I will see soon. First I need to visit Scuttler's shortcut. Yeah, so basically if you're not a new player, there are quite a lot of ways you can grab decent armor early on in the game. It goes the same for new players, but if you do enjoy the survival part of it, we'll want to actually try and see how it goes, and then skip some of the steps. Yeah, this shield actually looks quite nice. It's not too big, especially compared to the hardened steel one that I was using before. Hit those annoying spiders. Yeah, these guys are a good source of experience. Might as well stop and kill them. Okay, now a lot of more spiders over here. I've actually been in this place quite a lot of times. I even have a video dedicated to it, separated from the others, because as I mentioned before, Scuttler's shortcut is quite a very good place to get your hands on legendary items early in the game. Basically, as soon as you grab some decent thralls and you get yourself some hardened steel or perfected steel weapons, you can just kill the boss, since it's not so hard to kill, especially if you're playing with some decent aloe extracts, and you can heal yourself. Basically, it's enough to get that first legendary weapon, and then you're mostly set for killing the boss over and over again. Yoo-hoo! Hello! Okay, that was a low blow. Okay, so again, Mr. Spider is over here. A demon spider just over there on that altar thingy. There's some more spiders over here. Well, one of them. And why not? Coming after me. Over here you can learn the Zat religion from Harpagus the Hatcher. Come on, you can do it. Now, honestly, when it comes to this one, as you could see with my followers over there, it will go down quite fast. If you want to make it faster, add a lot of damage over time. Basically, you don't necessarily need legendary daggers. Some daggers or poniards, and you can still apply that bleeding effect. If you want, you can also use these gaseous orbs or noxious gas arrows, like I'm mostly using for bosses that are alive. In this case, not so necessary. He's not as weak as the giant spider, as the giant tarantula, but again, he's quite weak, so even with some fear-free dogs of the desert, you could take him down. Again, don't forget your skeleton key. Okay, so I actually completed another journey step. Next one is to find and open a legendary chest. As I said, this is it. Sadly, it's just some daggers. I am hoping for a mace. It seems like I'm really unlucky. So I will do some more dungeoneering, some more dungeon delving in the next live stream. Hopefully I'll be more lucky. I was actually hoping that once I do at least a dungeon, since there's 3 legendary chests in the ones I've already been in, I might be able to get my hands on at least one mace. Apparently this time I'm not lucky during this game, this playthrough. Yeah, so as I said, I do have a separate video especially for this, for Scuttler's Shortcut. And in that video I actually got my hands on what I would say is one of the best maces in the game. It's called Momentum, and it's dealing quite a huge amount of damage. I think around 100, something like that. I don't remember well. And I actually got it on my first run or something like that, or second. Anyway, I was kind of lucky to get it that easily. So yeah, you can understand why I'm a little bit frustrated of actually running through Scuttler's Shortcut and also to a named city and some other places, and I had no luck when it came to getting the mace. Okay, might as well get another skeleton key. Come on already. And so I already learned that whatever I do, this guy will manage to place one of my thralls at least in the sand, the ground. Okay, that was not nice. That was not nice at all. Again, as I said, someone is in the ground. Now, make it even worse. Both of them were in the ground. Yeah, so, as you can see, if you give him the chance, even with one of the best versions of armor in the game, he can damage you. think just because you can easily damage him, he won't damage you back. Okay, and there we go. Home, sweet home. Let's see. Okay, over here I will leave my Shade Bloom. Now, when it comes to Shade Bloom, as you could see, I already had some. One of the ways of getting it is coming over here. There's one of the features of the Exiled Lands where you can test siege weapons, and it's full of Stygian fighters. They will drop it, just like they will drop these weapons. And, as you can see, they are quite good when it comes to dealing damage. So basically, this is the standard value, but you can improve them. Still, one of the best uses is this being recycled, because you can easily grab a lot of hardened steel, which is not so easy to come by. Okay, again from the dungeon of Jebel Sag, the Midnight Grove, I found a couple of weapons made out of steel. I'm not sure if these can be recycled. I hope so. Okay, so these can also be recycled, which means more steel. Now, this is something quite nice, the radium standing torches. They have a lot of light due to the radium gems, but it's a cold light, so you won't get hot if it's standing there. Basically, you need to use these. Okay, so it's time to drop what I got. Okay, so this was quite decent again. Yeah, so during the next I'm gonna show you the effects on this one. As you can see, I have quite a lot of cold resistance now once I use the shield. If I don't equip it though, I'm still poor when it comes to this. So yeah, it's a major difference once you have it. Yeah, so next I will have to go after that black keep, so this is why I'm keeping this one. Let's see. Okay, now this is epic, so if you want you can recycle it as well. This one also I'm going to recycle. And that was sad, I was hoping for some better resources. again, in my opinion, these are actually kind of the best arrows in the game. Now, from what I've seen, some people are using a combination. They're using two bows. One of them is with the noxious gas arrows. And the second one is with the explosive arrows. Basically, if you already have that noxious gas, it will deal some damage in poison, but if you use this one on top of it, it will cause a major explosion. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one here. So fortunately, I did manage to grab quite a lot of useful things on this journey. Again, now obsidian is a little bit of a different story. You can craft it under some special circumstances. Yeah, so again, I do have a mini treasure over here. Each of these are worth 500 gold coins. I do have a lot of gold coins. These I can actually convert into more gold coins. These I can convert into silver coins and then can be converted into gold coins, so not bad. I think this is one of the, let's call it, annoying parts of getting too many things from your journeys. You will end up with too many things that you need to take care of. Again, if you want to be a farmer, you can actually use planters. Yeah, so usually these and these are quite rare resources. This one, the purple one, can only be found somewhere around here. Crimson one can be found in a couple of places, but most of the time you'll find it easier here. In that area where the Forgotten Clan is, so it's, for me, it's a bit easier than the others to get. Let's see. Okay, so I'm actually planning on what to get with me. Seems like I went out of wood and I couldn't get much food from this. And because I have this annoying torch that expires quickly, I am going to save one wood and some plant fiber with me in case it gets too dark. Okay, so, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, so if you dismantle this, you will actually get star metal bars. So I wasn't wrong about that. These are a lot easier to get on the second map of Conan Exiles, the island of Sipta, the Isle of Sipta. You basically don't need to actually harvest star metal ore. You can just farm those and then dismantle them. Okay, so I do have something from the dungeons left. And these are the kittens. Okay, these actually left to grow some time ago and they're quite disappointing. I actually had some shade spiced food for them, but usually shade spiced in most animals it just gives like a maximum of 35% to get the alpha version. Again, these are not so bad, especially the bears. You can see they have plenty of HP. Still not that good. Now, if I remember well, the saber-tooth kittens prefer exquisite meat, shade spiced exquisite meat. In order to get exquisite meat, you actually need quite a decent cleaver. You could go for a star metal one, or if, like I got this one, legendary one, you can use this one. But fortunately, I did some journey steps earlier in the game, the chef, and as a reward you will get some exquisite meat, 50 pieces. You can actually get it over here. You can use it. As you can see, 15 pieces of it, and one shade bloom will give you one shade spiced perfect cut of meat. You just need to start the stove and get it. Again, the reason why preservation boxes with ice inside them, of course, are useful is because everything goes down to 0. They won't spoil. And you just have to throw in the meat. Again, I'm hoping for an alpha version, but if you're not lucky, and honestly I don't think I will get lucky, you can just simply go inside the midnight grove again and get some more saber-tooth kittens. I think there might be somewhere around this area where you can find some other kittens, but it's not 100% spawn. Sometimes you might be lucky and get some, sometimes nope. Okay, now you got myself another horse. Yeah, so the best way to actually get those kittens, 2 of them guaranteed, is by actually going inside the Midnight Grove. Okie dokie, so let's see. I have the food. Okay, now I know what happened. happened? I produced too much. You. Yeah, so again, since I will be going for some dungeons, I prefer to have at least 200 food in the thralls inventory. Yeah, so this is pretty much it for this episode. I do have to do one more thing. I'll get an enhancement for that axe. You stay over here. You get over here. Okay, so this now means some plating for the helm. Yeah, so it was 143, now it's 155. Again, not as decisive as, not as high in value, armor value as a heavy piece, but it does give that 1% extra in strength weapon damage. Sometimes it can actually be quite useful. Again, don't forget to apply weapon kits on your weapons. There we go. I've got 64 and now it's 70. Yeah, so basically just like myself, these guys are also ready to rumble. I actually was lucky enough to get this, the soul spell. As you can see, it has quite a unique look to it. The cold insulated effect is what makes it useful, especially since I am planning on running the Black Keep dungeon the next live stream, which is around here. More than that, I will also be able to go over here at the Frost Temple, and although it is not included in this, it is kind of a dungeon. Yeah, so that will be in the next episode though. So until then, thank you for watching, either if you've been watching the live stream or if you're going to watch the video once it gets posted on my YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.